The mill's primarily a visual effects company focused on commercials, but we also are involved in other aspects such as emerging technology, VR, AR and the like, as well as design, where we have a very strong design team.
We span across about 4 or 5 sites now. We've got 3 in the States and we've got 1 in Bangalore and 1 here in London.
So commercials are tough because the constraints are very tight and rigid compared with film, perhaps, where the deadlines are tight and the expectations can be quite high.
Just a case of trying to be very smart and efficient in the way that you work, but also trying to keep a certain level of flexibility so that creative decisions can be made all throughout the project. For this project, Lloyds Bank were the client and Adam and Eve were the agency, and the general sort of story is of a young child waking up in the very early hours of the morning, getting dressed and leading the whole town down to the beach to watch this magical event of a big group of horses running along the sea at sunrise.
We had 25 horses that we needed to extend, add more to, and so we kind of had to make it into 80 horses.
It's clear that we were going to have to integrate our CG horses very tightly with the live action. Although primarily it was quite straightforward, just essentially horses running straight down a beach. The fact that they were running through the splash and the waves on the beach meant that obviously there were going to be some quite hard challenges to overcome.
The best thing about it is that when you look at it, you don't know what's CG and what isn't. You really, most people look at it and they'll go, so how many horses were CG in there? And so that's great.
By using all of the native tools, we were able to create a really efficient pipeline, and we got a lot of work done with a very small team. We had some anim cycles that were done. We brought those into Houdini. We wrapped those into a HDA, which had a packed disk sequence primitive at the heart of it, which turned out to be extremely beneficial for us. So what we did then was we did our layout all in Houdini by literally laying out points in the scene, and then we could just instance our asset onto those points. So that was a really sort of smooth way to work. It was really lightweight. Then we did all of the physical simulations, both for the horses and for the environment in Houdini. And then we sort of kicked that through and did all the lighting and rendering as well for Houdini and Mantra.
So we chose to render everything through Mantra primarily because it opened up our ability to use all the packed disk primitive workflows that Houdini offers, and kept our AFD exports fast and lightweight, so it really liberated the rendering side of the job.
The strength that Houdini gave me from my position was being able to turn around to a producer and say, yes, absolutely, you can change the position of all of these horses in a heartbeat. And I can give you water simulation, I can give you dust that kicks up, and I can give you hoof prints and all the visual effects that comes with it. And that's like never really happened for us before. I think
I spend every day just trying to absorb new knowledge about Houdini and stuff I don't know, and just different ways to do things, because I may not need it now, but something else will come up down the line that I'm like, oh brilliant, I can use that.